What is good, friends? And welcome back. I miss you. I miss those streams. And tonight, we're going to make a quick one. I have about a 1 hour of streaming time with you, friends, hoping to have a feeling of this whole Navy. I didn't start the Navy yet. We are on the second rotation and I'm not expecting anything. Actually, I've mixed feeling on the Navy. I do. I was not excited about the announcement, and now the more we are approaching the conquest, the less I'm excited. I mean, so I wanted to have your feedback on how do you like the Navy if you guys started it. I mean, in the conquest, because so far in the Azores, the Navy city, not much is going on. So maybe you guys can help me out and talk about that. Share your thought about this, the introduction of the Navy. I mean, it was overhyped by Lilith as usual. Every new content, they go heavy. They spread thing heavily, trying to convince us it's going to be the next best thing. And sometimes they are right, sometimes they are wrong. So the last good thing was what? The modern units, the Air Force for those who started playing Warpath before version 3.0. So we had the Air Force, which was a success, amazing. Then we had the modern units. We had mixed feelings about that. The super weapon, you know what happened with the super weapon, right? And now we are with the Navy. So those major updates that changed the game forever. Not really interested in it. Okay. Bonjour. Bonjour, bonjour. Ça va bien, merci. So let me share my thought about the Navy from what I know. As you can, as I told, I didn't try. We're not in the conquest yet. Oh, je regarde les. Je sais pas qu'est-ce que je regarde pour l'instant. On va aller voir s'il y a de l'action quelque part. So I'm gonna express my opinion about the Navy from what I know about this, and then we're gonna try to see if there is any Navy action, so we can observe and comment on what is going on. And guys, I invite you, for those who are not on the official Warpath Discord, I strongly advise you to go there and tell Lilith what you think about the Navy, because most of the time they listen to the community. They really do. Of course, if you say that they suck dicks and everything, this is not gonna work. You have to make some not positive comments, but you have to bring ideas of what you really feel that is not working and what maybe you think would work. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Let me go. Let's see if something is going on in this battleground while we talk about this. So I see some glowing blue. They are building. If you guys are in a current battlefield where there's some action, please share your coordinates in game so we can have a look on what is going on. So not much, maybe something is going on, but I don't think. Maybe against, is there anything? Yeah. Seems like 40 is on the counteroffensive, but yet this is a ground battle. This, I mean, even if this is a conquest Navy map, the action is happening on the ground, and this is one of the complaints that you guys had toward Lilith. So let's still focus on this area while we talk about this. In my opinion, friends, the Navy was badly implemented in Warpath. For the main reason is there is no interaction between Navy and ground units and Air Force, which was not the case. Let me turn down the volume. Somebody complained that the game sound is too high. The volume is too high. So let me lower this. So yeah, my opinion is the Navy, it is badly implemented. I feel like the Navy was an afterthought. The reason is, well, let's go back in time when they introduced the Air Force. So the Air Force, even though when they introduced it, we started with low grade unit, we had to grind our way to upgrade the Air Force to put it on par with the ground force. So most of my ground units were almost, I had almost everything grade 12. Back then it was the top. And then the Air Force was introduced and we had to start with 6 stars, upgrade to 7.1, 7.2. That was before modern. So it was a little bit depressing at first because you had to restart, you had to start from scratch and build your army, but at least you could play alongside with ground force. So the bomber attack the ground force, and to defend against the bomber you use the fighter, and so the implementation was perfect for some map, some cities that you were stuck because you couldn't cross the bridge. Then the Air Force was a good solution, bringing new dimension in the game because everything works together, right? The Navy, the first problem is, like I said, it doesn't work, it doesn't interact with other forces, ground force and Air Force. And if you're not in a conquest, there's nothing much to do in the Azores. And can't use tactic. Oh, that's another point. So like I said, if you're not in a conquest, there's nothing to do in the Azores because, well, let me zoom out. Okay, so let's find this city, the Azores, right there. I'm not gonna enter it, I'm just gonna view. So the first problem is on the ground there's nothing to do, there's no strategic places, and on the water there's not much to capture, and you cannot build land, you cannot claim some land, you can only capture. So there's no incentive to fight to capture some key asset that will make your alliance more powerful. So when there's no claim land, there's no reason to stay there because you cannot farm efficiently, you cannot use the alliance bonus to farm better, so there's no reason to stay there. So this is the first problem. And inside the Azores or on the water, there are no bunkers, so there's not much to do in order to grind your way and upgrade your navy. So no bunkers, no nothing, and yeah, you get a little bit of ammo, and that's pretty much it. So that is, I think, the first mistake, because there's no reason for you to work on the navy when there's nothing to do. And when you go in a conquest, the other problem is, and you guys mentioned that a lot on the Warpath community on Discord, is even if it's a naval map, most of the action happen on the land, and to reach the core of the city, you have to use ground force and not navy. So all in all, what's the point of the navy? I mean, you could play without navy and still manage and capture the middle because you don't need it. Okay, so that is kind of, there's no motivation to work on the navy. And let's say that you do have the motivation because you're gonna say to yourself, listen, I'm gonna focus everything, I'm gonna go all out on the navy, And what's going to happen is you're going to put on pause everything else. So you're going to stop upgrading your ground force, you're going to stop upgrading your air force and focus on the Navy. There's just not enough resources to maintain the same rhythm on all branches. So that is the issue that I found. It's very hard to upgrade because let's say that you want to collect all the cartridges, the experience, and you only have a limited amount of gold, then you have to choose wisely. So should I decide to spend my gold on the Navy? But after all, the Navy is not really useful. It's kind of a, you're on the fence if you should do it or not. I don't think there's many people, many players, many commanders that are committed to the Navy unless they are willing to spend real money on it. Okay, so I'm talking about the whales, the mega whales, the fortunate players that have almost endless amount of money. Yeah, it doesn't matter for them because they were spending it before and now they don't have a problem spending. And another statement that Lilith said is now they limit the Navy to 8 stars unit to keep a balance on the battlefield. However, as soon as the Navy was released, they released an exclusive officer, which doesn't make any sense. And you're kind of stuck with only 3 officers, a limited amount of statues, and yet they slap you with the exclusive officers. So right off the bat, the wall between the free-to-play and the whales increased already. If you thought maybe you would have a chance on the Navy because you would start on the same level as everyone, well, not really, because the whales will probably have a fully upgraded Navy, 3 units, on top of having exclusive officers. So I don't know. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know what you guys think about this. Okay, I know that some of you are really excited about the Navy. I don't want to rain on your parade or anything. I think that, I don't know. I think that Lilith is sweating bullets right now because they did some adjustment and they want to ask the community what they think about it. They have a feeling that people are not excited about the Navy and they really want to make it right. So I think they will have to make some adjustment. Otherwise, I don't think that their investors will be happy that more players are quitting the game. C'est l'île Mérique. Yeah, avant-garde. MB, c'est parfait. C'est ce que j'utilise. Unless Navy becomes as important as land unit, as I can see, I can see Navy being... Oh, your sentence was cut. But I get your point. So yeah, they forces us to play with the Navy. They put a city where you have to use it, but in reality, you don't really... You could manage without the Navy. You could fight underground and still do well. And the other problem that I saw with the Navy is you can only have 3 ships in your shipyard, okay? Instead of 5 units. For the Air Force, it doesn't matter because the Air Force doesn't actively defend your base. Well, they will introduce a buff that will, but what I'm talking about is when your base is getting attacked, it doesn't matter if you have Air Force or not. If you have good ground forces, your base will produce a decent battle report. However, on the Navy, when you are on water, when your base is getting attacked, only 3 ships are defending your base. I saw some pretty wild battles in the legendary battlefield where there was a group, maybe 2 fleets, attacking a whale base, like it was one of the no money base. And I think that Sing Song was tanking the base with his armored destroyer, and that ship alone could withstand the whole duration of the siege, meaning that the base being siege, only attack one ship and could not defeat that ship, so the aggro would start picking on every other unit attacking the base. Meaning that, let's say that your base is not online, then you maybe kill 100 units at most, and you lose 350, 400 units, which is, I don't think it's fair. Like, you have no chance to defend properly with only 3 ships in the shipyard. So Dennis, you say that the most important buildings are on the land. Okay, so the strategic places that you need to capture are on land. So you have the central base right there. And of course, to access the base, you need to go through a blockhouse, right? So there are 4 blockhouses, and it's the only way you can access. Or do you? Well, you could land your base right here. I mean, you could beach your base right there and bypass the whole thing. Could you? I don't see anyone on the shore, so I don't know. I mean, guys, I didn't play this this Conquest yet, so I have no idea what I'm talking about. That's why we're making this stream. But when you say that the most important buildings are on land, I believe you. That's what I see when I zoom out. But you do have some buildings, but I guess they don't. What does the entrepot does? What does it bring? Acquire. Okay, it gives you military funds. What does the ocean fort gives you? Resource collection speed, production speed. Okay, nothing crazy. And the marine base, what does it do? Faction participation points. It's like repute points, I guess. Oh, special reward slots +2. So these are not essential. What does the lighthouse do? Firepower +3%. Okay, that's decent. So if you fail to capture the lighthouse, you lose a little bit on the firepower, but 3% is not the end of the world. I guess that you can manage. What does the military lab do? Training speed 10%. Okay, no big deal. Right, but even if you dominate on water and you have crab ground force, I guess that you cannot win this conquest. Oh, this building is being stopped. Who is okay? So we got one guy here stopping the build. A JK45 player right there. Our theater of conquest is so pathetic. Total one side from the first day. Cheers. Oh my gosh. So I guess that you're not enjoying this battlefield. So does it mean that you can gang up on one alliance? Let's say that everyone converge on the upper left portion of the city. They could do that, I guess. And I'm not too sure to understand the teleportation. I guess that they want to limit the movement just like they did in New York, which I don't mind, because let's say that you want to arrive to destination in a timely fashion. You can't. You have to use a special teleport that refresh every 12 hours, if I recall, something like that. So I'm okay with that. It prevents... it slows down the reinforcement, and that I'm not against this. It is the way. I mean, that's the only way they can deal with, or they can slow down the action a little bit to prevent everybody from gaining access to a specific area on the map. Oh, Silic Merrick. Okay, Vanguard NBT is great. You won't be disappointed. I love mine. It works. I have no complaint. So it's one passport every 24 hours. So why do you need a passport? You need a passport to go from a, I guess, to save time, because you can always truck there. But I heard that if you if you sail, you travel by water, you don't have to use that passport. You can go there without a passport. Only cause special report when jump from land to water or from safe zone water to outside water. Okay, I get that. I get that. But I guess it's the same deal for everyone. They try to slow down the action a little bit. So the intention is good. Maybe it could be, I don't know, optimize. They like to use that word. And yeah, so the other complaints from commanders saying that, so you have water outside, like around the map, but there's no water in the middle of the map. So basically, the battle is decided on ground rather than on water, which is weird. If they put all their energy developing navy, I mean, the grand finale of the battle should happen on water. So it kind of go against their intention. Water building are the consolation prize to the losing side. At least it's something better than farming in a safe zone. Okay. So how does it work? Even if you don't capture it, but you have to capture it if you want the reward. Yeah, it's still better than farming. I mean, oh, so this guy is about to get toasted. So 408 million power. Let's see. Oh, level 22. So he's a free-to-play player. He's not gonna last long. The infantry attacked the base, but he got a skill, a tactical. Yeah, not much. He's no match for that group. So now this guy is gone, but the building... Oh, okay. Oh, because he's not blocking this guy. So he tried to block, but he cannot fit. That's too bad. That is too bad. You guys want to see my navy? My pathetic navy. So I have 3 ships. I have the aircraft carrier, which is a 6 stars. Nothing crazy. I do have a guided missile destroyer. Right now it's at level 130 out of 200. Not much going on, so it's not modified all the way. I need a lot of gears to complete this this box. Parts, nothing crazy. Everything is almost gold plus. No gold plus plus. So the auxiliary power unit. Could I forge one? Oh, I cannot even when I view a city outside. Prototype, I'm at 0%. I just don't have enough cartridges. And I talked to a few commanders, and it seems like the aircraft carrier is really strong. The submarine, for some reason, people are not too crazy about it. It got some potential to... It's like the equivalent of the light tank, but I didn't see a lot of players use the submarine. And I'm thinking of replacing the aircraft carrier with a either anti-submarine ship or an anti-aircraft destroyer. I heard a lot of positive feedback about the anti-aircraft destroyer. I do not have one. However, I do have 2 anti-submarine frigate. Okay. And with a reverse engineering plan, I can switch this ship for the anti aircraft destroyer. That is the plan. I only need, well, actually, yep, with a reverse engineering plan or blueprint, I can convert to the ship I want, because if you need 3 7.1 to make a 7.2, and if you look at my units, I have one 7.1 tank hunter and one 7.1 panther. So I just need another 7.1 ship that I will soon to have. I just need the... I don't think I can, actually. I don't think I can. Let me look. I'm confused. Prototype. Can I reverse assembly? No, I didn't assemble one yet. So I need to assemble an anti-aircraft destroyer. Then I need to convert 2 anti-submarine frigate to make a 7.1 star anti-aircraft destroyer. That is the plan. Okay, it can still work. I do have a fair amount of tickets, coupons, 1,300 universal and 414 camp. So I think I can do that. I think I can. Crypto Gang, what are you saying? Is Beast and no one can run away? Bonsoir, TSM. Guided missile equal RT and armor destroyer equal... Well, yeah, I know that, Ben Bus. Thank you. Yep, I'm well aware of that. The guided missile destroyer, it behave like artillery, and the armor destroyer, it behave like the super heavy. So you need a armor destroyer to tank a base, and hopefully a lot of guided missile destroyers to blow up that base. That is or aircraft carriers. Crypto Gang. If you are checking out other servers, look at HTR Conquest. We are fighting against S59 Alliance and Poon from 69. Which battlefield is that? Menace. S68. HTR. Okay, let me look for you. HTR. HTR. There are 3 alliances. Which one? It's not this one. Is it this one? It's not this one. So it must be the last one. The Hunters. That is the one. Brother, where are you? Oh, yeah, I see a lot of action. Oh, mass again. So mass is burning. Max is burning. HTR. I know a good friend in HTR. Is he still? Yeah, I think he is. Where is the guy? That's the one. Super cool dude. He's from server 8 just like me. He just changed server. He knows how to fight this guy. He's a really cool guy. So you guys are guarding. So it's going to be your second victory. You guys won in San Francisco, and you had this similar battlefield where you had to deal with a lot of those central command. There was a lot of pressure toward the middle, and you guys prevail. So congratulations. So everybody is on fire. HTR, HTR. And I think that you guys in HTR are getting attacked in your own server. I think someone is trying to capture your combat at command. So HTR, they with Indy, W73, and NF55. Okay. I don't know any of you guys except HTR. Also, NF55, they're trying to gain access to the middle as well, but they have to burn this central command. 10 hours, 36 minutes to go. It looks like W73 have the situation under control with HTR. And where is Indy? Okay, Indy is also trying to gain access. So everybody's watching or babysitting those central command. Make sure that they burn in a timely fashion. Hey, hello. Night 12. What is good, friends? Poon did a 7-1 against us in Cairo. Even since then, we have been safe zoning them every theater of conquest. I'm not in 59, sir. I'm just watching this battlefield. Seems like the dust is the dust settle a little bit, so probably that mass will is planning a counterattack to save their central command, but they're not in good position because they only have this patch, so there is little they can do. Same for MX59. Only one village. Oh, someone is healing. Two people are healing. Two commanders are healing. So this guy, 200 million. And we have Rambo. Oh, with a burnout base, only one unit. So this guy is really weak. Somebody could just bomb this base and get done with it. So, but this guy is a little bit more powerful. 200 million. He buffed. Is he a spender? Not really. Stalingrad Deputy Commander. So, okay, he got a good title. So everybody is sleeping. Don't let them heal the central command for too long. Mass and MX59 probably will go together one last time. Yeah, they have to. They have to work as a team, try to save the central command. I don't think that they are in a good enough position to do so. When you only have one patch of land, it's very hard. Everybody's against you, so you have so little territory that... But the important thing is don't give up. Oh, this guy, he deleted this troop, so this base will burn out. There you go. So he's gonna get tanked by the helicopter. Base. He used a buff for nothing. I mean, why? Not to tell him what to do, but I mean, why waste a tactic on an empty base? It doesn't make any sense. Just saying. So now we have a little rally. Do they have what it takes to destroy this base? Let's see, what does this commander have inside? One anti-tank, two howitzers, one main battle tank, and one helicopter. Yeah, it seems like a pretty good setup. Will I play Rat with the Navy? I don't think so. I mean, Crypto Gang, I don't know. To be honest with you, I have no idea how I'm gonna manage on water. I to be a rat, I guess that you need the submarine, which I don't have. I don't know. I mean, hopefully, if the battle can stay on the ground, we have a good chance. We had a difficult conquest last Moscow, but we still managed to finish in third place, believe it or not. I did a tremendous amount of kills. It was crazy. I mean, with my main battle tank and my light tank, I destroyed so many units. Woo. I had a good time, even though we had low activity. It was kind of distressful at some moments because we were always outnumbered. The killing opportunity was there. Then there's me in Gold 2 having a stroke. What? What do you mean having a stroke? Are you okay? Oh, you like that video, eh? Yes, yes. I like it too. I rewatched it many times. I do watch my content. When I like it, I watch it, and it for me it's the best way to improve. When you record your footage and then you watch it again, now you have all the time it takes to analyze your own gameplay and work on your weakness, work on your mistake, try to avoid, hey, you know what, maybe I should have attacked this unit before, because when you are in the middle of the action, you tend to focus on a specific area, like you have this tunnel vision, and when you rewatch your own gameplay, then you have a broad view of what's happening, and I think that this will help you a lot improving. La map est mal faite, tu peux pas déployer d'unités terrestres ou navales sans construire la base, donc tu as juste à build sur les côtes entre l'eau et la terre, et bonne chance pour passer, plus tu peux jump sur le territoire. Oh, I didn't follow you on that one, TSM. Hey, what's up, buddy? Mars? Is that your name? I can't see. I'm getting old. My vision is not as good as when I was a young rooster. So this guy is about to disappear. Boop. He's gone. He is gone. Alan, do you think Lilith should rethink their position on allowing us to reset the officer statue? It's not gonna happen, Alan. I don't want to break it for you. I don't want to crush your expectation. Hey, what's up, Mars? March is my month of birth. Mars. So yeah, Alan, I don't want to crush your expectation or anything, but officer reset is not gonna happen. And there's a reason for that. I mean, I do feel some empathy for all of you guys that made a poor decision or made a mistake or picked the wrong officer. I did it before. There is some buyer's remorse. Okay, let's be clear. I did that mistake. I wish we could reset some officers, but it's not gonna happen. You just have to be patient and collect more statues, and hopefully next time you do your research and don't make the same mistake again. And I include myself in that. Okay, it's not only you. I know that many officers, they kind of regret their choice, but if they start to reset the officers, then they kind of screw up the values of the statues, in my opinion. If they have to reset the officer, if they have to bring an officer reset event, they will have to bring it another time to make it fair for everyone, and I don't think that's the intention of Lilith. Lilith doesn't give anything for free, so it's not gonna happen. They already said it will not happen unless they release an officer that is broken. Now they will give you the opportunity to fix the mistake. But if it's on you, meaning that you picked the wrong officer for some reason, maybe you listened to Dead Wish too many times and he gave you bad advice, that's entirely on you, my brother. I don't want to take on Lilith's side, but it is what it is. I mean, now there's no excuse. Maybe back in the days before all those content creators and before all those that useful information, you didn't know better. You try this officer and you realize it's shit, then it is what it is. I mean, no big deal. Est-ce que tu penses que l'élite va rendre le jeu avec une seule rotation? No, I don't think TSM. So TSM asked me for my opinion about if they will bring back one rotation. I don't think. They have to give the option to skip. So offering 2 rotation, I think they're going to stick with it. I would hope that we have more alliances in gold. That is the problem. And certainly more alliances in legendary. That is the problem. There's so little, so few alliances that what's going to happen is all the alliances playing in legendary will keep playing against each other. It will still be the same alliances over and over again because there's not enough alliances to create 2 battlefields and they can mix and match. So that's the reality. If you rewind 2 years ago, okay, there was 3 legendary battlefield, I recall. And now there's not even enough alliances to make 3 gold battlefield in each rotation. That is crazy. So everybody keeps downgrading. There's a lot of alliances in silver and gold 2 and 3, but in gold 1 and legendary, everybody is avoiding those battlefield now. Everybody is trying to downgrade because it's too difficult or they're tired to play against the same alliance over and over. I don't know what's the reason. Menace, it's kind of the same in gold. We have faced Mass and Poon for the last 3 conquests. Yep, it's going to stay like that, sadly. It is going to stay like that because even though we have new alliances, okay, people download the game for the first time and let's say that they stick with the game, they keep playing the game, they will most likely never play against you unless they change server because they won't gain enough power to be on the same level as you. I don't know if you understood what I'm trying to say is because it takes time to upgrade, right? And there's always people quitting the game. So yeah, any attempt to save those central command? Not yet. So let me go back. So guys, what else? Are you happy about the Navy or not? Do you hate it? Do you don't care? Are you still excited? Do you love the map? If you love the city, just speak up. You're allowed to love it. It's not because I don't like it that you have to agree with me. And maybe there's some element that I missed, but so far, personally, I'm not too thrilled about the Navy. By the way, look at my research center. Research center. What time is it? Oh, we still have time. So if you look at the research center, I'm 1 research away to bring the UAV reconnaissance to 10 out of 10. I am 3 research 3 researches away to bring integration 10 out of 10, 2 researches away to bring Cobras 10 out of 10, and 2 more in camouflage. That means after this, I will have the blue units at last. And what's going to happen after the artillery? I'm going to go with infantry. No, just kidding. I will go with airplane. I'm working on airplane as of right now. So this is going to be a big upgrade for me. The second upgrade, maybe I talk about this in the previous stream, but I'm going to talk it again because I'm super excited. So last Conquest, I played mostly with the main battle tank and light tank. That worked me gusta beautifully. I mean, those 2 meta units were able to deal with most of the opposition. They were really cleaning up the street. And since I had a lot of success with those 2 units, I will introduce another main battle tank into the mix. So right now I have this Martyr's Watch howitzer. What I'm going to do is I will reset this unit and upgrade this T-44 to a 9.2. And I'm missing only materials to obtain those 2 hard to assemble gold plus parts. Okay, so that's what I'm missing. So let me show you. So let me modernize this unit and you will understand what I'm trying to explain. So I have the T-54 now. Let me upgrade so I can put some parts. The gun, no problem. I have a pretty good, not the best, but I have a pretty good barrel. The engine needs to be replaced. I have this one, which is not a real gold plus plus. It's a gold plus that got assembled perfectly. So it's lacking a little bit in the power. However, I do have a forge part. Forge, if I go to heavy tank, heavy engine. If you look, I do have a real gold plus plus blueprint. And I only need the material. So I will build a decent engine for this main battle tank. As for the armor, I already have a depleted uranium composite armor, but it's not a real gold plus plus. It's a gold plus that got assembled perfectly. However, if you go back to forged parts, on my medium tank, not the light tank, the medium suspension. So if I recall, the legacy suspension can be converted into armor. And I do have a real gold plus plus Panther suspension. So I have everything to build a perfect main battle tank. I'm only missing the material. That's it. And material wise, well, this is the struggle right now. If you look at material, I'm very far to have enough. And every time I do have enough, I use those for wrenches. What's up? Hey, Napoleon. Cool live stream. Hey, thank you. Hey, Napoleon, good job. Good job for your alliance and your coalition. You're doing great. I saw you guys. I spoke with Cobra. You may not know him as Cobra, but he's a good player in your alliance that used to be on the same alliances back in Server 8. But anyways, he shared with me a few battle reports and coordinates. And you guys are rocking it. Like last time in San Francisco, I think that it was a W. And it looks like you guys will secure another win. So good for you. Very happy about you guys. Good job. I think you should still be able to come since you started in. Okay, you're talking to that guy. All right. So yeah, that is the plan with my units. So I will rock 2 main battle tanks and 1 light tank. That will be fun. That will be a fun time. I'm gonna enjoy this. I just need to decide which officer I'm gonna assign to my 2nd main battle tank. I will probably go with some defensive officers to be able to soak up the damage, while the other 2 units will go to town and pound the enemy. Est-ce que tu pourrais montrer les meilleures recherches à faire pour augmenter les points de vie de base et la résistance de base? Yeah, sure. So you want to know, in the research center, which research? Well, you have a choice, because in Modern War, a lot of those research investigation gives you health point. Not that much. Base damage resist. So you see, so camouflage gives you base damage resist up to 10%. And you have no choice to investigate this one if you work on the modern tech tree, because most of those researches are base related. Base HP recovery, that is very useful. So the speed you recover will depend of this research, but it only goes up to 5. So AA firepower, fire-based firepower, base firepower. That base firepower is not really useful in my opinion. Base HP, so another research integration, base HP up to 10%. What I recommend is, well, it depends of your play style. Me, if you look at my advanced city defense, I really don't have much. 85 out of 345. The reason is I don't care about my base. I fight more on the field than anything else. And I don't mind having my base blown up. So I know for a fact that my base is not my main feature. It's the units inside that counts. And when you work on advanced city defense, you focus on your base defense only. When you work on Modern War, you will work as much as on your base defense and on your units. So it really depends what you want to focus on. If you are a low level player, I don't think it's worth working on the advanced city defense, because anyways, you're weaker than most of the opposition and they end up blowing your base. It doesn't matter. Your base will blow up anyways, okay? But let's say that you start with a good base and you're really focused on base defense and you have a lot of artilleries, then maybe the advanced city defense will work for you. If you are a weaker player and rather work and fight on the battlefield, I would just ignore this research and go with the Modern War. It makes more sense to me. I mean, that's my opinion. I don't think that there is a bad way to upgrade. It all boils down to how you like to play. Uh-huh. I got 2 billion. Yep. Mostly because of my walls. So if you click on your profile, okay? So building power, your walls goes into that. The higher the building power, most likely the stronger the walls. Does the wall give you HP? That's a good question. Wall HP. I guess they gave you, yes, I guess that walls gives you HP. So walls give you HP and the tech gives you HP, obviously. So yep, at that point, and other things gives you HP, like those skins. Not skins, but the those things right there. Base HP 4%. And if you own the whole collection, you see, own the whole set, base HP plus 2%, base HP plus 1%. So there you go. So walls, tech, base skin, increase your base health point. Even with our younger server, with most of cities deleted and lack of titles, we'll still fight strong and keep. I can't see. Yeah, you guys are being attacked, eh? I heard that. A lot of players from server 12, I believe, they migrate and they want to take your city away, which sucks. Hopefully you can retake those titles and have a good old server war. All right, almost 9, guys, almost 9. I won't gonna keep you too long. I just want to do this stream real quick. Try to feel the vibe about this whole Navy thing, if you like it, if you don't. I mean, there is some problems that for sure the Navy needs to be optimized. Lilith is aware of that. They want to keep you guys playing. They want to make you guys happy. And but what are they gonna do to fix that? Hopefully they find a solution. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but there's some aspect that needs to be fixed, that is for sure. Mike, do you think Venture and Antonina still works out fine in destroying bases? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's a good combo. If you don't have Lady Liberty, I mean, it's the best combo, because Antonina, she still got it, and Future's Venture not only deals a little bit more damage than Eye of the Providence, but he's also better, a better field fighter. So don't hesitate to rock this combo for base destruction. You can always skill train with a few other artillery officers to increase your base damage output, but it's a good combo. This this new C4 is crap. Bunny Rabbit, what is the problem? What is the main thing you dislike about the agency? What is your pet peeve? What is the problem? I want to know. Agent is the worst C4. My alliance is only 2 billion, but in Silver 1 we don't have anyone 100 million, but our enemy have 3 people of 180 million plus. There is even one person at 250 million. Worst C4 ever. Fuck Lilith. Well, this is more of a matchmaking issue, I believe. Helicopters? Zahir. Yeah, I don't have any helicopters. Do you want to know why? Because the helicopter is not meta anymore. It's not worth it. The helicopter will get absolutely destroyed by the light tank. There is no contest. The light tank became too strong for the helicopter. I mean, the only benefit of the helicopter is being able to cross a river without using the bridge, go over a hill, a mountain. That's the benefit of it. And it's still got it against the main battle tank. However, with the amount of light tank running on the battlefield, you stand very little chance against to survive. Yeah, heli used to be the most popular unit. If you look at my videos from Warpath version 6, 7, 8, 9, helicopters dominate the battlefield. Like, there's many groups of helicopters, almost no light tank and no main battle tank. Now it's the opposite. There's almost no helicopters and it's mainly main battle tank and light tank. That's it. That's it. So yeah, I mean, if I see an helicopter, if he's in range, he's dead. No question asked. I eat him alive. Easy lunch. Should I blow up this guy? He's not gonna be happy if I do. Oh, this guy. Okay. Does he have a helicopter? No, he doesn't. That's too bad. Oh, he's a very small power guy. Yep, the helicopter used to be the meta, not anymore, so you guys have to adapt. It's not a bad unit, but it's certainly not the best unit. Too many downside to it. Yeah, well, the meta keeps changing, so you just have to adapt. And thanks to the reversed engineering blueprints, you can always pick another unit. Not everything is out of reach. Because helicopter, the downside of the light tank, it's Camp Liberty exclusive. So it's much harder to obtain the parts. If you want some gold plus parts or gold plus parts, they have to be from Liberty. There's no other option. As for the helicopters, you have a choice between 3 camps. So the odds of getting a gold plus blueprint, even if it's on for the wrong camp, at least you can manage, right? So that is the thing with the light tank. It's a specific unit, and it's hard to have a perfect gold plus light tank. Oh, so what you're saying, TSM, is when you get blown up, you get teleported where you died initially and not in safe zone. But how does it work? If you don't move, you just teleport to the same area? I don't get it. But the fact is, you don't teleport back into safe zone. Okay. What? One round, that's all it needs. He's dead. Yeah, Navy cost a lot of bullets, a lot of experience. I need more experience. I never thought I would have to purchase experience. That's kind of silly. C'est Merrick, Mr. Merrick, Célil Merrick. We should have the announcement next week. La semaine prochaine. Oui, quand tu meurs, si tu es sur l'eau au sud, tu respawns dans la zone maritime au sud, même si ta safe zone est au nord. Oh, that is silly. So when you die, you teleport nearby, not in the safe zone. That is kind of silly. So So what happens if you leave the conquest and come back? Do you land in your save zone, or you have to spend a teleport back in save zone? Let's say that you cannot play anymore. This is silly. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. You should by default teleport or get sand in your save zone. Because I mean, let's say that you're waiting to get destroyed. You have to go. You cannot play anymore. So somebody blows up your base because maybe, let's say, you instigate and that's what you wish, right? As soon as you get blown up, you can say, okay, I'm back into save zone. I'm gonna stop playing. See ya tomorrow. But no, you have to teleport in combat when you try to avoid combat. What is the logic behind this? I don't get it. Oh, that's beautiful. Well, that sucks. All right, guys, believe it or not, I have to let you go, and it's 9 o'clock, and I do have to run outside for about an hour. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm back into jogging, back into running, so I have to be disciplined and go work out. So maybe another. Nah, I don't think I'm gonna stream this week again. Probably next week. Anyways, I do have some content to share with you. I promise you it will be funny AF. I just need time to produce it. Regardless, guys, thanks for being part of this operation. Thanks for your support. Much appreciated. And I will catch you on the next one. Until then, I wish you a good night or good morning. See ya.